Hello, hello, and welcome back for yet another Coffee with Laura. And today's topic really speaks to my heart because change is hard. You know, it just kind of sucks. We try some more, and inevitably, willpower gives in, and we fail, and then we blame ourselves and go down that kind of shame spiral, so to speak, and then we tell ourselves this time's going to be different. But we operate on the same type of patterns, the same rules, and we don't actually do anything different in our execution of change. So, using the example of getting healthy, because that's simple enough, and most people have tried to experience it at some point in time. We tell ourselves we're going to eat better, we're going to work out a certain amount of times, we're going to sleep a certain amount of hours, but we don't actually do anything different besides those specific actions. Now, I know you're like, well, that's the whole point. You're doing something different. But the motivation behind doing it is what actually needs to be different. Otherwise, your brain and your body are going to keep you looped. Because believe it or not, we weren't actually built for change. We were built for survival. We were built for safety. And it is our natural intuition to protect ourselves. And change, although it doesn't necessarily feel threatening all the time, like if you put ketchup on your burger versus mustard, probably not going to kill you. But to your brain, maybe that mustard is poisonous. It doesn't know. I mean, it's a childish example, but you get the idea. The point being, to our brain, change is a threat. And this is kind of how it works. Who you're being is what is encompassed by how you think, how you feel, and how you act. That's your state of being. And when you've been practicing certain thought, action, feeling patterns, which is ultimately boils down to what you believe to be true about yourself, others, in the world, that was established by the age of 8, that kind of becomes your automatic pattern. So your belief will trigger your thought, will make you have a feeling, will create an energy in your body, which will release a hormone. And then our body likes to automate things, which we like. We actually like automating everything. So that way we don't have to think about every breath we take. And when we need to go to the bathroom every single time. Like, our body can tell us those things, which is pretty cool. But that means our body gets regulated at this automatic hormonal space. And that includes when we feel connected, when we feel stressed, when we feel anxious. If you're one of those people who's always anxious, it's because you're constantly thinking anxious thoughts that has been automated in your body. So when you try to stop doing that, change, threat. And that is where the other half of our loop comes into play. So we have our beliefs, thoughts, feelings, hormones, automated hormone level, change. Then what happens is a regulating hormone is released to try and regulate us. So then we feel an uncomfortable feeling. So if you're bored on the couch, for example, and you go and eat some sweets, that is a regulating action based on a regulating hormone, making you think, oh, I'm bored, that's a feeling, and then the thoughts come, maybe I should have a sweet, and then you take the action of go getting a sweet, for example. So it goes then regulating hormone to an uncomfortable feeling, to a thought, to regulating action to get us back into that automatic pattern. And that is why it's so hard to change. So when I say, if you want to change, that you need to do it differently, it's not necessarily just about the actions behind it. Sure, you can work out 5 days a week and eat really well and sleep 8 hours. But if you don't change how you're thinking, as in how you're being, you're just using willpower. And that means you're gonna bounce back because it's not regulated as safety. How do you know when you're not in the willpower muscle? Well, when you've been doing it for at least a year, consistently. That's how you can tell when you're not in a willpower, where you actually crave the healthy habits. That's how you know when you're not in a willpower muscle. But, okay, this is what we have to deal with. Our body isn't really meant for change. All this perceives as a threat. But we still want to change. So what do? Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news because I know how to change, but it's also not the advice I would want to hear if I were you. So don't kill the messenger. I'm just the one with the information, but slowly. I know it sucks. I want it now too. But if we do it now and we do it fast, the brain freaks out. However, if you just make small tweaks to your life, they become okay. This is safe. This hasn't killed us yet. And our brain allows that to become part of our regular pattern. So, for example, let's say you have a soda with every single meal you eat. Maybe you just try not having one at one of the meals. Let your brain be like, okay, this is okay. It's not like I can't have them. I'm still having them at the other two meals. Okay. And then slowly and surely, like, my stomach actually feels better when I don't have the soda. Okay, maybe I'll stop with the soda and try water at meals. I can still have it if I want to, but let's just see what water at mealtime does. See if that affects my stomach the same way it has been. What do you know? It does. And all of a sudden, your stomach starts to feel better. So on and so forth. It's small changes, but it's also not taking options away, because another fun fact about humans, we don't like being told what to do. We don't like being controlled. We like controlling. We don't like being controlled. We don't like being told what to do, even by ourselves, even if we secretly want it, because comfort trumps desire, because comfort is survivable and desire is just desire. So when it comes to changes, they have to be small and they have to be gradual. If it's too much, if you feel like you're fighting that willpower to get it done, you're just in a muscle, you're not in a habit. So that's one thing you can do. And I strongly encourage you, keep in mind that being healthy isn't going anywhere. I want it now too, just like everyone else, but we got lots of years to live. Why are we in such a rush? It's our rush that actually puts us in a space where we fail, we rebound. So have patience. I know I'm the worst, right? Don't kill the messenger, but have patience. Look at the habits that you would want to build into and just think of it as actually building into instead of jumping. If you want to work out 5 days a week, maybe start with 2 and just see where the positives is. And that takes me to the second thing that you can do when it comes to wanting to change. Prime your brain. Our brain is what makes us do and makes us not do. So let's use it for us instead of letting it control us, right? We don't like being controlled, but our brain is controlling us. So let's control our brain. The amygdala is the emotion center of our brain. Everything we do is because we have an emotional charge. We want to be successful because we want to feel accomplished. We want to go out and have drinks and go out to dinner with our friends because we want to feel connected. We want to lose weight so we can feel confident. Everything we do has an emotional charge, to the point people who have damaged amygdalas have a hard time making decisions because they don't have that emotional charge. I know some people in our culture don't like thinking that their emotions have much to do with a lot of things, but actually they're at the heart center of pretty much every single decision we make. So how do we use this to our advantage? Half of the things, if not all the things you want to do, have a positive charge to them. So let's take the example of trying to be healthy and go to the gym. You want to go to the gym because you enjoy how you feel when you're done. It makes you feel confident. It makes you feel empowered. It makes you feel capable. But getting to the gym, that's where the battle is. And that's where we tend to focus. We tend to focus on, oh God, I don't want to do this right now. It's going to be so tiring. It's like my couch is calling my name. But I should work out. I have to work out. I told myself I'm going to work out. Sound familiar? Doesn't work very well. Maybe a couple times, but ultimately that couch ends up winning. It's not about what you want to do. It's about how you want to feel. So in the middle of that couch temptation conversation, it's choice. Okay, I could sit on the couch. If I do, I'm going to feel guilty, a little ashamed and frustrated. If I go to the gym, I'm going to feel confident, empowered, and capable. What do I want to feel? Sometimes you're still going to choose the couch, but statistics say that 80% of the time, you're actually going to go and do what is positive because your brain likes feeling good. But if you're focusing only on the negative, then you're only going to not want to do the negative. Again, we don't like being told what to do, but if we feel like it's happening for us, if we feel like we get something from it, an emotional charge, then our brain is to be like, all right, this is worth exerting a little bit of energy. Because our limbic system is the motivational triad of our brain. It wants to seek pleasure, it wants convenience, and it does not want pain. So we have to get those three to work with us to achieve our goals. So same scenario, but you want to feel connected to your friends and family. You have plans to go out to dinner with a few of them, but it's been a really long week and you're super stressed and all you want to do is just numb out and watch TV. Well, you could numb out, watch TV, but that would make you feel numb and dissatisfied. Whereas if you do go out with your friends, you end up feeling connected and elated, let's say. Ask yourself, what do you want to feel? And I say that there's a lot of times I did not want to go out with friends, and I'm always so happy I did because I might be tired for a moment, but life is about living. And as soon as I was out there with my friends having fun, I was alive and I had energy. It's just getting past the initial hurdle. So if you make small changes, things that build you up, that genuinely make you feel good. So starting small to seek the pleasure, to train the brain. This is fun. We enjoy this. This is pleasurable. Remember, motivational triad, pleasure, convenience, no pain. We need to get the pleasure and see ahead of time and talk to ourselves about the positive that we would get from the emotional charge that from taking the action in alignment with the goals and the actions we want to take. So, yeah, change is hard, but it doesn't have to be as hard as we make it. We're not built for it, but we can adapt to it because that's one of the really cool things about humans is we are highly adaptable and we just have to know how to make things work for us. So hopefully you can think about, what you've been trying to achieve as of recent. And with that insights, you can think about what are some of the habits that I am trying that I could make smaller, that would feel safe to our brain, and use powerful emotion words to anchor that in your brain so your brain knows, like, okay, this is what we're doing. But that is all I have for you today. I hope that this will help you create some change in your life the way you want to. I will see you again next week. And don't forget that I have an awesome Eventbrite coming up in July about how to reprogram your brain. It will be a workshop where you get to learn more things just like this so that you can truly get your brain to work for you. All you got to do is go to my bio and click in the link. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week. See ya.